Previously on Dreams into Nightmares.
Rick came up to me and my buddy Scott and just said, "Hey man, you want to join my band?" Rick was always kind of the leader of the band, and he and I always ended up writing songs together.
And it was around 2007 when we were approached by this record producer.
Going to the guy's office, there's gold records on the wall, and we're kind of overwhelmed. He's saying, we're going to put you in the studio, we're going to get you on the radio.
But, as most things, it was not exactly as it seemed.
I can see where Rick got a lot of the inspiration for some of those characters in Turn Up the Night, because he was still close friends with all of us. He was along for the ride. He was helping us out as much as he could. But I think he saw how it affected all the guys in the band. And I think that's where a lot of the inspiration for some of the characters, as far as the music industry people, come from in Rick's film.
So in 2018, I started writing the first draft of Turn Up the Night, which at the time was called something completely different. It was called something like an ode to self-destruction. Turn Up the Night was something that was supposed to be exciting and fun, and also a little bit mysterious in a way.
First time I heard about the film, Rick cast me in Tales of Dark and Light, basically in one of his scenes. Actually, I think that's how me and Mel both got on the film.
I had posted a meme, and an actor named Nemi, who I didn't really know but just was friends with online, messaged me about it. So we started talking that day just about acting and stuff. And the very next day, we got messages from Rick asking if the two of us would do a episode in a series called Tales of Dark and Light. And it was just crazy timing. He was like, "Oh, do you know Nemi?" And asked Will if he knew me. And we were like, "Yes, we actually just connected yesterday." So it kind of seemed serendipitous in a way. And that's how we all started working together.
A couple months later, this is like October of 17, he sent me a demo of The Only, which is the song in the film, as well as the music video we shoot in the film. And then he was telling us about Turn Up the Night. I believe it was June of 2018, he sent us the first half of the script.
So I had about 45-ish pages of the script, and I sent it to Will and I sent it to Melodie, and I got really good feedback from the both of them. So I knew at least I was on the right track.
And I read it and I was like, I need more. I want more. Please send me what happens. I need to know. It was fantastic. It was one of the best scripts I think I've ever read.
I was absolutely blown away within the first few pages. I was so interested in these characters, and my character, Ayana, hadn't even been introduced yet.
Once we finally got a good handle on the script, we decided, hey, we should put this out there, that this is going to be a project, and we should start looking to cast people. So we did it how you would normally do. We would put it on the message boards and on Facebook and all these different avenues, and we got a lot of good responses. We got a lot of people taking interest right away. After a few months of going through auditions, we thought that we had found our cast. We started making plans to, shoot days and who was going to be on set. And what we came to realize is that Making an ambitious as a film as this was at times a little bit too much for us to handle.
It was a learning experience, I would say, for everybody. We were very passionate about it, of course, and that's, I think, what really at least held it together.
But I think we didn't know what we were taking on at that point.
We got on set and we had successful shoots, but we realized that it could be better. There were things like we could have done better preparation as far as locations, because one of our shoots, there were helicopters flying overhead the entire time. We had a parade going through one of the other shoots. We started to run into snags with some people involved where we didn't know the day of the shoot whether or not they were going to show up. And it started to start off with all of this ambition and passion and vigor, and it slowly was starting to kind of become a anxious, sweaty production.
We started seeing a few red flags. With our lead, he started exhibiting some signs of mental health deterioration. We started losing communication with him.
At first, it seemed great. We all played together well, and he was very invested at first. But then I feel like it started slowly slipping away.
We just started feeling really anxious or uncertain about if people would be there, if you'd be on time, if you'd be prepared. So this continued on, and we were just getting really weird gut feelings about it. And finally, he brought up to us concerns about wanting to wrap and about contracts and money. Me and Rick said, okay, we have to finish this film and we have to do it quickly.
And in November 2019, everything kind of came to a head. And we had a experience on set that almost killed the production.
Okay, what have we shot? What is left to shoot? What can we eliminate from the script and stick to the story? How can we condense this into 6 more shoots and wrap in 6 shoots, because that's all we think that we're going to get. We worked on that. We scheduled out these dates over the period of about 6 weeks because we really, in that fall period, wanted to just wrap. We had a meeting with the lead beforehand to tell him, okay, hang with us. Here's the rest of the payout for your contract. Here are the shoot dates. We're going to wrap. We're going to finish strong. Let's go into this with a great attitude. And the very first of those last shoots was a day I will never forget.
So the last day, we were downtown Buffalo Theater District. They have it's almost like a dance studio on the 6th floor, and it's a really good space. But the thing is, we tried to shoot there before, and we were shooting again at the space. We had sound issues and whatnot beforehand that just didn't, we could do better.
So this particular shoot was going to be a reshoot of something that we had done at the beginning of production. We weren't happy with how everything turned out the first day, and we knew that we could do better. We'd started to kind of hit a little bit of a stride, a messy stride, but we hit a stride. And we wanted to redo it again. We knew we could get what we needed. Everybody seemed like they were well prepared. So we went in there ready to go.
We really all went in feeling like we were going to have a great day, that we were going to just nail it. And things were good in the beginning of the day, and fairly quickly, things changed.
I honestly, I didn't notice anything at first. I didn't.
I noticed that the actor at the time that we had cast as the lead was a little off that particular day. So we're getting everybody in costume and ready to go. And, I noticed that he was kind of off to himself and, not really prepping for the scene. So he pulled me aside and asked if he could talk to me. And I said, yeah, man, absolutely. What's the matter? And he looks me straight in the face and he says, I think I'm gonna go. And my reaction was, what do you mean? What do you mean you're gonna go? everybody's here. We're here. We're here on the day. We're gonna do the scene. Yeah, I'm not feeling it today. I think I'm gonna go. My response naturally is like, hey man, like, you're under contract. I just spent $1,500 of my own money today, just to get the building and get the crew and get the people here. And he just expressed that he just didn't want to do it. So at that point, I start panicking. I'm like, I don't know what we have to shoot this day. Otherwise, it's a loss of money. It's a loss of money. It's a loss of time. All these people are here. What do you mean you can't shoot it today? So I called Melodie to come talk to our lead.
Rick came to me pretty early on in the day, and he looked concerned. And he told me that he had just had a conversation with our lead, and that he wanted to walk out. That he just seemed really out of it and was ready to leave. So I went to go talk to the lead, and I had a really personal conversation with him. I really wanted to connect with him and understand what he was going through, what he was thinking, and figure out what I could do to help. And in that conversation, I feel like there were things I should have picked up on, but at the time, it just seemed like I was talking to someone who was really lost. And I shared a moment with him, and I talked to him about my own mental health struggles and dealing with depression and anxiety and being suicidal as a teenager. And he was describing this loss of passion, feeling like he wasn't an artist anymore. And I wanted to share with him that that's why you need to do art. That for me, my mental health does try to take that from me. It makes you lose motivation, lose passion. It makes you feel like you're not good enough. I tried to share with him that you have to push through that. That the thing that helped me was to just keep going, to making art, to being creative, to just doing your passions even when you don't feel the passion yet inside, because it will come, because you're fighting it. I felt like I had a small breakthrough with him. He still seemed a little emotionally absent from that, but it was enough that he decided to stay. He said he would go on and we would finish out the day.
So we shoot 1, maybe 2 shots of something, and then he disappears. And he's disappearing for about 30, 40 minutes.
But then he didn't come back for a long time. And we're like, what are you doing? We gotta shoot. We gotta shoot.
And we all were just talking, waiting around, trying to prep for the next shots. And we realized it had been quite some time. And one of the guys was like, I need to go to the bathroom, but someone's in the bathroom.
After about the 30th or 35 minutes, I was like, something's up. I need to go check and see if he's okay. So I go to the door and I knock on the door and I ask, I'm like, hey, are you in here? I don't hear anything. Do this for a couple more times. And I go to open the door and I see him, and I can see that he is in the midst of experiencing a mental health crisis.
We opened it. It looked like he might have broken something, off the window.
And my first reaction to that was, I recognized it, and I felt like I needed to kind of, I needed to say something. And I said, hey man, I'm here. Can I approach you? And through conversation, I just want to cut for 1 second.
Yeah, well, hold on.
That was a really scary moment for Rick as well to encounter. That could have went a few ways. And I truly believe that somewhere in the universe, something told us in that moment and told Rick that was the moment to walk in.
And I remember the conversation was just, it was almost non-coherent. It was, none of this is real. I can't feel bad about this because none of this is real. And he took his script and he put it right to my chest and he walked out. And at that point, I just said, It's over. And I can remember looking at his face and just realizing that he was not completely present. I just don't think he's completely himself. And he walked out of the room, and he walked into another room, and Melodie came, and we had a conversation with him. And he just said, it's over. Like, I'm out.
And that left me and Rick in that dark back room. And I could hear my heartbeat pulsing in my ears. And I think me and Rick just looked at each other and realized what that meant.
All of the time and energy and money that had gone into this was gone. And I now have a room full of people that I have to go tell. That's it. It's over. He walked out. There is a period of time where I remember going out there and I remember talking to everybody. I don't remember at all what I said. I just remember thinking about this had just turned into this massive failure.
Rick, you put so much money into this, but all of us put so much time into it that time, I feel like almost is just support, because like casting and such, and I don't know, I felt more a part of it. Like, it was now becoming part of my story. Like, I was in it.
When I think back of this situation, the money is one thing. Money you can get back. It was the time that I felt that I was robbed. The time with my family. The time to, that I realized that I had devoted to this, the time that other people had devoted to this.
I think that moment was really harrowing, and I knew what that meant for me. I knew that that meant something that I loved so much, that I'd put ungodly amounts of time into, all of my heart, so much brain power, blood, sweat, tears, and it was gone. But more than that, I knew what this meant for Rick. Rick decided that he said that he needed to be the one to make that announcement. So we went out there and, stood in solidarity together and told everybody that the movie was dead.
And I remember going out and speaking to the group and telling them about what happened.
We didn't know where to go from that moment. We didn't know what to do from there. It just, everything we had worked for had just gone up in smoke. And the most amazing thing happened. In the moment that we thought this was all over, it was gone, it was dead, someone spoke up and told us that this wasn't over.
I remember Alex was the first to be like, yeah, man, I'm coming back. I'll come back.
He said, no, guys, I love you guys. I love this script. This is my family. I'm committed. If we do this again, I'm gonna come back. And it was kind of one of those cliche moments, but it didn't feel cliche in the moment.
Everybody chimed in that they would be back because it all meant something to them. On some level, this story was too important to just let die.